What's up, people? Been a while, right? Yeah. I was on Facebook, though. Seemed like I go to Facebook more than I do YouTube. But anyway, I had a couple things I was talking about. I am going to go in here. I'm at the terminal again. And I'm about to go in here and do another workout. I know my last workout, pretty much was, a failure, but it's okay. That's how the body's designed. In order for us to build, we must fail. It goes for, if you look at a guy with a lot of muscles on top of muscles, because he has experience and been humble to the weights. He can't beat them weights. He fail at them weights every time, but he keep trying, and that's the result of his effort and trying is big muscles. But he'll never lift like cars and trucks, and he'll never achieve that, but he will achieve in the process of his failure lifting all these weights big muscles. There's no doubt. And it goes the same for anything else that you apply yourself to constantly over and over again. That's how you train yourself to be something. Whatever you practice to be is what you will become. So if you practice to be a bodybuilder, more than likely you're gonna wind up being a bodybuilder. You practice being a long distance runner, you're gonna be a long distance runner, right? So whatever you practice to be, if you practice to be a bum, you're gonna be a freaking bum. If you practice to be somebody who just constantly smoke, drink, and get high, that's all you're gonna be. So you really have to put in, decide what it is you want to do in your life, and you got to put the practice in, put the work in, as they say. So I got to go in here. I have to get to a better conditioning for myself. I got that annual coming up. My health annual thing is coming up for the DOT, so I have to get in decent shape for that. That's a motivation for me too in 2020. So I'll have that by February. I should be all right there, hopefully. Just doing things that I know that are positive for me and positive for the people directly connected to me. So I just wanted to get on here and just say something. I don't have nothing really super or great to say, but I will just simply get on here and let you and give you guys updates, basically. Updates of what's going on. I have I was supposed to be in court today. Today's the 10th, Wednesday. McIntosh County. I was issued a citation out there on 95 southbound for not moving over, which I think I can beat that because of the positioning of where everybody was, where he was and where I was traveling. And there was a buffer lane in between us, between the officer and what he was doing and where I was traveling. So according to the rules, the law, what is this statute, 40-16-6, that's the move over law in Georgia. And when you read it, it specifies that if you can't be in the adjoining lane of the officer work or any emergency vehicles on the side of the road, on the shoulder, whatever. And I wasn't, but I got a ticket for it anyway. So that's why I feel like I'm going to go ahead to court. And from what I'm understanding, a lawyer told me this that works out in those counties, said that good luck, because if you're going to fight it on your own, you're not going to win. He said not many people win those type of tickets or citations out there regardless. He said he knows it's not right, but that's just the way the system is set up out there. It's all about the money for the most part. So if they're going to get my money, that's all. I might as well go ahead and give it a shot, because really what a lawyer is going to do, you're going to pay them, you're going to pay them that money that the court is asking for, and then you're going to pay them the lawyer's fee, which can probably bring you into, they want $750 just for the citation itself, which the law says that they can only charge up to $500, but being that this is a commercial vehicle, maybe they just jumped up another 200 and something. So Now, they talking about, $750 for that. You figure if I hire a lawyer, I probably, if I lose, I still got to pay the fine. Only thing about it is they'll reduce what it is, as far as they move over citation to something less, that it won't be standing, outstanding on my record. So either way, I'm still going to call for money. So I'd rather just go ahead and with, just the way it is, and just pay. If I lose, just pay that court fee. I mean the fine, you know what I'm saying? Because the court fee, I think, is tied into the fine anyway. But, that's kind of how it is, and that's why I say that this system is broken. Because, regardless, it doesn't matter who you are, that if you're wrong, you're wrong. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, then okay, I'm willing to pay a price for, me being wrong, just like I have in my past. And society or the rules and regulations of the United States have taught me as a young man into maturity to follow the rules, and that if I am wrong about something, then I have to own up to it. And that should be across the board. It shouldn't just be for me. It shouldn't just be for minorities or what have you. It should be for everybody, especially when it comes to people who are running the system itself, who created these laws. And if they're wrong about something, dagnabbit, they should own up to it. And I feel like that this officer was wrong. He's young, and I think that's why he was wrong, because he was just very eager to just write tickets. He was just on this ticket binge, and after he finished with somebody else, he'd jump out there and get somebody else, pull him over. After he finished with him, he'll jump out and get somebody else. So he's just on this real high horse. He's trying to be impressive. I would look at it. His name is what is that full name? I don't have anything really good to say about him. I know his last name is Shipsyke, Officer Shipsyke, and I think he's a trooper or beginner trooper, because they didn't even give him a real marked car. He had a truck, unmarked, and he had lights and stuff on it, and he had a loudspeaker on it. He was able to actually, let me know that he wanted me to pull over so he can write me a citation. So he's got that. He's got a gun and a badge, but you can tell he's very wet behind the ears. It's just the way that he jumped up on the truck. He was looking for something. Like, in other words, he wanted me to give him a reason to, so he can start flexing his power. So when I saw that, I pretty much just like, I see exactly what he's kind of expecting. The way that he was talking was kind of aggressive, but not very aggressive. He's like he's working his way into being aggressive when he talked to people. But right now, at that moment, he basically was being kind of like, challenging. Like if I try to challenge him, that he was gonna take it another step further, because he knew he could, because he has a badge. So I have to deal with that. I think his name is Dustin. First name Dustin, last name Shipsyke. That is the young officer that gave me this unjust ticket. The law states that if you're traveling in the same direction as where one of the officers are working, if he's working on the side of the road, you can't be in the adjacent lane of him working. So you can't be right beside the same lane, right next to his lane. You have to create a buffer. That buffer is an open lane, so that makes him safer, and the person he pulled over safer, and anybody working on the side of the road for any reason. You have to create that buffer, that open space lane. So there was already that there. Everybody ahead of me was pulling over into the center lane. So I'm in a slow lane. So here it is. I'm in a slow lane, and there's the middle lane, and then there's the fast lane. He was on the shoulder, on the outside of the shoulder, because there was an additional lane. There's the slow lane I was in, the shoulder, and then this additional lane in which he had conducted his business there. So as I'm driving, I look in my rear view real quick. I see everybody else pulling over, so I'm about to pull over, but there's a car, a small car, right here at the back end of my trailer. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna pull over. So I slowed it down a bit. I didn't go super slow. I may have broke it down to about 60. It was about, well, I think it was 70 miles an hour out there. I broke it down to about 60 miles an hour. And I didn't have to, because there was already a buffer lane in between him and where I was traveling. So by the time I got up to him, he had not turned his lights off yet, but the person he had already gave a ticket to had already jumped out ahead of me and got into traffic. So now he in turn pulled directly behind me. I'm not even realizing that he's behind me for a minute. So I'm driving on down the road, and I see that there's a scale coming up in about a mile. So I see him with his lights on, and he's moving a little bit over to my left so I can see him in my rear view. So I'm like, what is he trying to do? You know, I'm like baffled. What is this guy doing? You know, because I know I was right. I know I didn't do anything wrong, so I had nothing to worry about. I wasn't concerned that I was doing anything wrong. So I'm now trying to figure out in my head what's wrong with him. Why is he driving like halfway in the middle lane and halfway in my lane behind me? You know, so he's doing that so I could see him. So when I recognized and start thinking, oh, this guy pulling me over now. So I said, okay, I have less than a mile to go. So I figure instead of me pulling over on the shoulder, because at that point that extra lane was gone, that additional lane to the shoulder was gone, so it would have been just me on that shoulder, me and him on the shoulder. So I said, okay, I'll just go up another half mile. He sees that I see him. We made eye contact, so we'll go ahead and so I put my hand out like what do you want? So he goes, pull, I need you to pull over. I said, okay. So I went on up to the scale house. Pull over in the scale house, and before I even get everything, the brakes on and everything, he done popped up on the side of the daggone truck, looking all in the truck like, he's ready. What? What's wrong, man? And proceeded to tell me you didn't move over. I said, okay, I couldn't at the time, and I didn't have to. He said, yes, you did. He said, the move over law is in a lot of states now. I see that you live in North Carolina. He said, the move over law is there in North Carolina. I said, I'm very aware of that. And he said, well, it doesn't matter if I was on the grass, you still had to move over. I was like, okay. So I left it right there. Because obviously, I'm seeing now, he don't know what he's talking about. He's a police officer trying to enforce the law and don't know what he's saying. Because when you look it up, if there is a tragic accident or mishap out there on the highway, and they need all that extra space because of emergency vehicles and everything else, yes, you have to move over an additional maybe 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 lanes. But it was just he was given tickets, a citation. Why he need 2, 3 lanes for us, you know what I mean, for him to give a ticket? Now, since I had this citation, I have been traveling. I've seen this scenario. I've been in this scenario over and over again, and not one officer raised an eyebrow, because there was a buffer in between the oncoming traffic and him and his work. Nobody even, I've been driving since 2005. This is the first time I ever got a freaking ticket like that. You know what I mean? So he already checked me out. He see I ain't got nothing on my record, so he figured he gonna put something on there. See, that's the beginning of a wicked cop. You know what I mean? He see that you don't have any, you ain't got nothing on there. No drug charges, no arrests, no crazy traffic violations, no accidents, no nothing, man. But you still gonna write me a dag-nabbit ticket because you don't see nothing on there, so you figure I'll put something on there for you. Okay, here you go, buddy. Have a great day. He's just trying to make it like he's doing me wrong, and then he got this smile on his face and trying to be as courteous as he can as he's doing me wrong. And I'm supposed to be like, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Man, kiss my black butt. Really, man, you wrong. Ship psych, you wrong, man. and you don't want to own up to it. So if the system backs you up and lets you win this thing, let you have this, they're simply building a monster. They're creating a monster just like all the rest of them out there that are wicked. They just create these monsters, and that's what makes this system a broken system. Because when you have people in power who are lawyers and judges and really the judges and all the judicial system, and they lean on the side of the wrong officer, that's where it's broke. Because what they were supposed to do is look at the facts. The facts are saying that officer is wrong, but still yet you rule in his favor. So that's where the system is broke. It's this favoritism thing. And when you have, and instead of, if you can't do your business, straight business, regardless on who it is on the other end or either side, then you're showing favoritism, which will turn into racism, that turn into a broken system. And that's exactly what is the reason why we got so many monsters out there with a badge. So, and here's a young guy. See if that works. See, it got kind of fuzzy. Well, I don't know how long it's gonna stay like that, but let's see. Maybe I'm talking too much. But anyway, yeah. So I'm saying, like, we have an opportunity to nip it in the bud with this particular officer, because and be honest with you, no telling how many times he's done this already. Is probably why he was so comfortable with just accusing me of doing something that I didn't do, and then come up with this lame excuse and then go ahead and write the ticket. So he's probably done this before, and he's pretty comfortable with it. So it's already created. Now we just got to see if we can break it within them, to let them know you can't keep doing this to any and everybody just because, for whatever personal reasons that you have. I don't know what his reasons were really for writing me a ticket unjustly, because according to the law, I didn't do anything wrong. According to the law of the move over law, the 40-16-6, that's what it's called. Look that up. And that's that move over law in Georgia. So of course I don't think I'm gonna win, but I still don't think I'm gonna just lay down and let it happen. I'm gonna go in and give my best account of it, and hopefully that they will see that it's pretty clear that the officer had made an error here. And if that's the case, then I'm good. I'm not looking to sue nothing. All I want, actually what I want, is a public apology from him for him trying to paint me out as to be somebody who is reckless and careless out on the road, that I didn't care about an officer, me driving down the highway. And that's not the case, because I've always abided by the law when it comes to driving this big truck or driving my vehicle for my personal car, or even just me walking down the dagnabbit street. You know what I mean? He's not gonna paint me out to be a bad dude because he don't like me. I don't give a dagnabbit if he don't like me. He got to respect the law in which was created for him and I to uphold. He ain't the only one that's got to uphold the law. You know what I'm saying? I got to uphold the law, yeah, but he has to stand by the law and make sure that everybody else is upholding the law also. He can't just bend it for him. You know what I mean? And if it was any of his family members, I think he'll fight it too. He'll take it to court and fight the thing. So I'm going to fight it. Now, I just ran through all that real quick, you know what I'm saying, just because I wanted to share that with you. I haven't done that on Facebook yet about the ticket, but I just wanted to kind of get into it, because I've been into it off and on with some people out here on Facebook, on YouTube, and I know I got a whole lot of haters out there for whatever reason, because they don't like the way that I think when it comes to political issues, or the way, maybe because I'm a Democrat and I don't like Republicans and all this stuff, and they all calling me all these crazy names. I don't give a dag nabbit, man. You can call me whatever you want, but just remember, I shoot back. That's all there is to it. We Americans, man, and we disagree all the time. I ain't gonna get so upset with you because you a daggone Republican that I want to bash you in your head or shoot you or something. No, I ain't gonna be that upset with you, man. But trust and believe that if you want to argue with me, then we can get into the argument thing. You want a fist fight, we can probably get into a fist fight or something. But at the end of the day, I ain't trying to kill nobody, and I hope you ain't trying to kill me. But see, that's really where it all gets jacked up. You know what I mean? Because y'all got some different kind of hate. I don't have that kind of hate. You know what I mean? And if it happens to be that way, it's all in defense. I have to defend myself against all you so-called haters out there, whatever. But, for the most part, man, we got to learn how to get along as Americans, man. I don't care what nationality you are. If you're here in America and you're, abiding by the American rules and everything, and you live like an American, dagnabbit, then you're an American. You know what I'm saying? And I think that you should be respected as one, regardless on what your color is. And that's the bottom line in my book. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta hate me just because I'm a black man. What's your problem? You know what I mean? I ain't hating you because you some other color. I hate you the way you act. I dislike you for how you act. Yeah, I hate the way that you act. And if I can kick you in your butt, yeah, I'll do it. You know what I mean? If it's gonna teach you a dagnabbit lesson, you know what I mean? I'll take that flag and stick it square up your rectum. Because it ain't right to be that way, man. Common sense will tell you that. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna be running around trying to purposely insult people. You know what I mean? If there's a hateful flag that y'all hate, I ain't gonna be running around hanging it off the back of my truck and car and sticking it all over my truck and because I can do it is why I do it. What happened to the respect, man? You ain't got no respect? No more than that? Then why should I have a whole bunch of respect for you? You demand respect from me, right? And you don't expect to be respectful to me. You want me to be respectful, but you don't want to be. Man, get out of here. That don't even sound right. Sounds retarded, man. So based on all that right there, as y'all know what my rant's all about, and I don't care, you can call it rambling nonsense or idiotic, moronish. I've been called it all. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't stop me, because I know exactly what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. And if you don't want to agree with it, that's fine. We can respectfully disagree. That's cool. You go your way and I'll go mine. That's just the way it boils down to. So anyway, I just want to share that with you. And I'm about to get in here and get me a real good workout. I might let y'all in on the workout. I got some weight to lose. I got some cardio to gain. So I'm gonna go ahead in here and get my act together, and I'll catch y'all in a bit. All right, peace.